Yesterday, I arrived pretty late. Yeah, thanks. I arrived pretty late, and so I had a drink to sleep better. And so I was staying at the bar, and the bartender said, "Oh, you're from Biomin too?" I said, "Yes. This is a great group. They can drink." So at least they had a good expression from you. So what I would like to give you a couple offers. I mean, I was this morning already here, saw your success story, saw you very successful. But I would like to give you a couple ideas. Maybe there's one thing in there you can use in your next negotiations or your next acquisitions. Because I believe very much, see, a lot of people train their products, train their techniques, but we don't train enough our soft skills. It's a very simple question. Who is reading right now a book about sales? 1, 2. Who is listening to CDs by driving to the customers, to personal development or to sales?
Yeah, I still have CD.
You still have a CD? Oh yeah, they're from Austria. They don't know what CD is, so you gotta help them a little bit. So, yeah. So what I would like to say, why is the point no is short for next opportunity? It's my best-selling book because, see, a lot of people in sales are afraid to get a no. And I believe very much in sales, especially, you get more no's than yes. You agree to that? So, and if you start to take the no's personal, you're really in trouble. So, see, it's not longer a question of whatever you need to change. The only question is if you'll be fast enough. I believe very much that sales is changing in the last 5 years more than the last 50 years before. Because when you went to your customers years ago, you had something for them as a secret. But now you don't bring anymore any secrets, because even your customers know what Google is. Your customer reading blogs, your customer reading, listening to videos on YouTube. We know from the marketing side, I do a lot of research with guys from Switzerland, from St. Gallen, that a new customer had already 4 to 12 contact points by internet before he sees you the first time. Because our customers prepare now more than years ago too. They want to know who is coming there from Biomin. What kind of lady, what kind of guy is coming, and they Google you too, and they will be prepared too, and the market is open, they can go globally, so they have more options than years ago, so you have to prepare much more. And I believe very much you can agree to that too, that everything what can be get into the digitalization and automation will be happened in the next years. See, here I have a customer in Switzerland. 5 years ago, his company burned down. Is a wood factory, and he had before 25 people in his storage. And then he built the whole company new. How many people are now in the storage? What do you think?
3.
3? You're right, 3 people, because everything is automatically there. And see, what happened when a plane crashed down and a company crashed down? What they have in common? When a plane crashed down and the company crashed down, what they have in common? Say it? Dads, okay. Right. Now we know what he likes. Look how he's laughing. Dads. So, dads, of course.
Crisis management.
Crisis management, very good. What else? An opportunity? Money? Cost money, yeah. Speculation, yeah. But it's always human failure. It's always human failure. And see, what I found out, that companies still making plans for 12 years, 5 years plans, 10-year plans. That's too far, in my opinion. You have to become much more agile, you have to be much more faster, and the situation on the market, you have much faster to respond to the market and to your customer needs. And like I heard from this guy this morning very good about the pyramid of selling. I worked in 30 countries around the world, and every study I did, it's always the same thing. Customers say, that's the most failure from salespeople, they don't ask the right question. They are not listening to me. They don't get me. And if your customer is not feeling by heart that you really with him, that you have a focus on him, and that you really want to help him, you will be just a salesperson from any company. But you will not build this relationship, what we need in those days to make more money and get better prices. See, I'm a big football fan. My wife yesterday was in Chelsea. I have like 20 years a season ticket in Frankfurt, the best team in Europe. Bayern München fan, you only become if you are not successful by yourself. Otherwise, you have a real team, you know, like we have. There was yesterday a picture on Facebook where Hinteregger, who failed by the penalty goal, stays with a fan there, and he put him in his arms and he cried. And see, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for relationships, you know, what really got under our skins. And I found out that we lost something. You know what we lost? We all lost the focus to the customer. We're all so fucking busy. We have so many to do on our phones. And before we go to a customer, we don't do any preparation. Like the most preparation I found out, even in key account, is 5 minutes before. Oh, let's look at the database from the customer, what he bought the last time, what are the prices, and then we go in there. And we lost the focus, and our customer feels that. We check emails before we go to a customer, and I will give you a couple of tips what I think what you have to do to change. And so I was very lucky. 4 years ago I met Jürgen Klopp. I like him very much because he is a real emotional guy. He would be a good salesperson too, right? And he was the last season in Dortmund, and my wife is a member of Dortmund since she's 13 years old, so we're a soccer family. And there was from his teammate when he played football with, it's called Müller Frank. He has an agency for events, and he made an event with Klopp, 400 people, small group, Bella Reti, made an interview with him, and afterwards you could ask him a question. And so I put my hand up and I asked him a question too. I said, and that was now 4 years away, that was 4 years ago, and I asked him, Mr. Klopp, my customers, I'm a sales trainer, my customers, they're making plans for 5 years, 10 years still. How do you plan a team? And this answer I liked very much. He said, only for 12 months. And I said, why? He said, very, very easy. If we hire a talent and we believe he will become a good soccer player, then we have a limit on income by Dortmund. He probably will leave the team because when he's really great, he gets somewhere else more money. But for 1 season, I can plan. And that was very interesting for me. Right now in the Silicon Valley, people only plan the companies for 3 months. And so everything is changing right now. And what I see a lot, people are not anymore have the willpower and the power by themselves to go with this fast change in the digitalization. And a lot of people are afraid about the digitalization because, see, what I believe very much in, everybody from us is doing this year and doing something to be seen. And the afraidness of people, what I found is that we are afraid that we are not seen anymore because machine will take over our work. So especially in this case where we're talking about chatbots, I was a couple of weeks ago here in Berlin. Here was the call center world, the biggest fair for call center software and all that stuff. And there was chatbots, digitalization, everything was there. But see, my belief is if we take the digitalization as a friend and still building strong customer relationships, we will survive. See, that's the really great thing about sales, what I believe in. See, take yourself. When did you come home the last time and say to your wife or to your husband or to your girlfriend or to your boyfriend or to both? You got that? So, and you like that, right? Yeah, it's okay. He's an English guy. What do you want to expect, you know? So when did you came home the last time and said to your wife or to your husband, wow, today I had a sales guy, he was so burning, he was so great. That was one of the best sales talk I ever had in my life. How often happened that in a year? Okay? See, that's the point. Very, very rare. So that's our greatest opportunity. We can make the difference. Still people in this age want to buy from humans. You can't email and handshake. You can't email and handshake. It's a brilliant sentence because it's for me. You can write it down. Okay? So, what is today the biggest challenge what we have in marketing and sales, in my belief system? What is the biggest challenge? Anytime the nice guy in front here asks a question, you have to answer, otherwise he dies in the front here, okay? So, what is the biggest challenge? What do you think? In my opinion.
Information.
Information? In the point of sales and marketing.
Trust.
Trust? No?
Relation.
See, what I'm saying, there's no wrong or right, but I have a different point on that. It's to be seen as an average company. So you have only one chance to survive with Biomin by your customers if your client sees you as an expert. And not only the company, that he sees you as an expert, as a good consultant. Because that changed 2 years ago. You didn't need that foundation about your topics, about your products. But now, through the internet, through that your customer by himself has more knowledge, he wants a salesperson who knows what he's talking about. Okay? So, I would like to make a couple offers, and one about the best thing in sales for me is discipline. How disciplined you work on your customers. What do I mean by discipline? See, I had the luck to meet a guy, best-selling author. He's from Puerto Rico and he's from America, half Puerto Rican, half American. Joaquim de Posada. The guy died 2 years ago. I met him 10 years ago, and he wrote a book. It's called Don't Eat the Marshmallow Yet. Maybe you heard about that and the experiment about the marshmallow. What was it? I give you one in the back too here. You look like you need marshmallows. All right? Give someone around, but don't eat it yet. That's the thing about the marshmallow. It's a study from a guy who is now 70 years old. He made that on the Stanford University. What was it? Walter Mitchell was the name of the professor at the Stanford University in the 60s. What did he do? He took kids 6 years old, around average 6 years. He gave him a marshmallow and said, if you can wait 15 minutes before you eat it, you get a second one. Okay, that was the experiment. And then they had a camera in the rooms, but they didn't know that. And you could see twins. You could see twins. One of the twins, he could not wait anymore, and he put his head on the table. Then you saw one, he was licking at the marshmallow. And then you saw a very, very interesting lady. She put it out, the marshmallow. So, and there was like 2,500 kids they do the experiment with, and they want to find out what happened, how many could wait. So, they are not so good in database at that time when they do that in the 60s, but they find out of the 2,500 kids, after 20 years, around 600. And then they studied what happened to the kids. The ones who could wait to get a second one, 50 minutes, had better relationships with others, had a higher degree on college or on knowledge, and a higher income. The kids who want to eat the marshmallow right away, lower jobs, lower relationships, lower income. I found that very interesting. So discipline is for me one of the most important things for a salesperson. What do I mean by discipline? If I would give you an offer how you could double your turnover, would you do it? By a very easy tip, would you do it?